You are watching this It's a Wrap exclusive featuring Sharon Neumbo, who helped to bring Fishrot to light. How do you feel about the way government has reacted to the leaks of the whole Fishrot? And what are your thoughts about what's transpired, the shuffling of ministers, etc., the antics that have happened with burnout and high blood pressure coming in and out of, being kept at CS and all that? What do you make of how the process has been?
I've waited for a senior official. Let me backtrack on that one. In 2014, when we were voting for change, I think we all had this dream for Namibia. We could all see a possible future of Namibia where it was going to be as close to a rainbow nation as we could be, where things were going to go well and there was going to be zero tolerance for all sorts of things, including corruption. I find it strange that the advocate for zero tolerance of corruption has to date not come out to condemn this situation. There might be reasons that I don't know. And I would, as any other Namibian, it would be interesting to learn exactly why there has been no condemnation of this issue, especially this one. And that why, I understand people saying that, okay, if you belong to a parliament or a system, you can't speak against it. But if the leadership is not going to speak against it, and the people that are being led or that are serving the leadership feel aggrieved, surely that they should, I don't understand how they're being persecuted. Well, not persecuted, but they're being left out to hang dry, or it's being made as if they are the enemies of the state for saying that something that destroyed an industry was wrong and that it should be condemned. So in that regard, I must say I'm a little bit disappointed in how the arrests have happened and with regard to the incarceration. It's no secret that I'm very close to them. I was very close to some of them. So the reality of it hit, when I refer to my own incarceration because it was very short-lived. So I cannot imagine 2 months, or is it a month and a half now? And being kept at CS, yes, perhaps as we were told, it was for their own protection and all sorts of things, and because this is a case that has public interest in it and all of these. Whether I can't argue with that because I don't know how the correctional services works, but it left me wondering. And I tried to check this out, that when you're arrested, it says you are under the police custody. So effectively, you belong to the state. You are property of the state, and you will be dealt with in the state systems, including hospitalization. I don't know. I've never heard of other. I don't know if it were me, and I had high blood pressure issues, and I said I had medical aid, if they would consider to take me to Lady Pohamba and not to the state hospital.
Whilst there's a public service, what do they have? Their own medical for government employees.
Yes. So I don't know. I always say there's a lot. The system and the way some of the things are being done, it leaves a lot to question. It makes us almost want to come up with our own reasons as to why certain things are being done. Whether it's correct or not, we don't know. But it's again, we live in a village, so as we've been told, things tend to do their rounds. You tend to find out things that maybe you shouldn't, whether there's truth in it or not. But I do believe that the state could maybe have done better in that regard. But I applaud I applaud the prosecution um, for what they've done so far. Again, separating personalities from the allegations. I applaud them for what they have done. I applaud them for the work that they continue to do, and for the bravery. This isn't the first high profile corruption case in Namibia, but this is for sure, I think, one that has been handled with the most urgency and yeah, and I applaud them for that. That I must say, and I also think that the law, in when if you ask a lawyer a question, the answer is always it depends, right? That's a standard answer. It depends. So I also acknowledge that there are people that are aggrieved and that believe that things should happen a certain way, but in terms of the law and the constitution of this country, things cannot happen in that way specifically. And I think that because of that, there's been instances where I think the public had lost confidence in the prosecution as to whether they are there or they're just there for, But I think this case is one of those that has helped to instill confidence in the fact that we have a prosecution that is active and that we have a police force or an investigative side, law enforcement that is working and that is functional and that is hopefully going to bring the Fishrot 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever they may be, to answer to what happened.
Oh my gosh, we have so much still to cover, but you know what? I think we're running out of time, and I want to thank you very much for being so insightful, so cool, and just being open.
Thank you.